So there you have it, a nice and impressively looking scrambled Eitans star. Looks completely all scrambled up, very complicated. Could it get more complicated than this? Well, it's not completely scrambled though, is it? Because one of the attributes of a puzzle like this, being a face-turning icosahedron, is that it has a very strange property. And what that property is if I were to move it, not the entire, let's actually scramble this a little bit more. Just when I thought I scrambled it pretty well, I always see other moves that I could maybe use to scramble it even better. So anyway, you can turn it all the way around here so that you can bring corner back to corner place. But let's say I move it just a little bit. I don't move it all the way. And when I try to turn another face, see if I can get this to work here. When it's not all the way turned, I can move it, I can make another turn like this. So in other words, before I got the corner all the way back into position, if I just put this triangle into position, the center, I can now move it like this, where the center is actually in the corner position. In other words, it shapeshifts. Specifically, it jumbles. So I move this over here. I've now got this corner moved into place. However, I can't move it back. I can move it over from here. Now I can move it. So I can move this. Can I move this? Nope, I can't because it's blocking it here. So if I really wanted to scramble this up and be complete about it, is I do it with jumbling. So that means moving it over here, turning it down, and then seeing if I can continue to make moves. Now, so I've got this wedge out over here. So why don't I go ahead and continue a full complete scramble, which includes jumbling. So move this over here, move this across here. So I don't have a specific jumbling technique. I'm really just turning it whenever I can. But what I do notice is that sometimes when I put a corner in a center in a corner position, I can continue to make the turn. And the thing about jumbling is there's a certain warranty, is I can't keep jumbling forever because eventually I start blocking moves. Like right now, this face is blocked because of this sitting in here. So I'm going to keep doing this and go with an entire jumbled scramble. I don't know if you've ever seen this puzzle jumbled before, so I can't move this over here, so I'm kind of stuck. But I might as well go all the way. So I'm going to work on this and see if I can't do even more jumbling. There, I can move this over here, move this down across here. Give it a little bit more of a challenge. Now the problem is when you jumble it, you're not so sure that when you bring it back, you're going to bring it back in a solvable position. Maybe there's an issue with orbits. When I think about jumbling, I think about certain things that are taken out of orbits, and I might find myself in a position of parity. But let's see what happens. I'm just going to keep going with this jumbled scramble. Abracadabra. Okay, so this is fully jumbled, and I'm at a point where I can move some layers, like I can move this, but I'm getting very restricted. I can move this over here too. So I really just started moving things randomly. I'm taking a little bit of a risk because, like I say, I might end up pulling it out into a parity situation. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I need to get the structure correct, but I need to find a framework of how I'm going to do that. I'm going to start from a corner, and I'm just going to move my way out. So obviously what belongs here is a little edge, so I've got this here. So I'm going to keep moving outwards. I'm not trying to solve it, I'm just trying to put it in the right position. So I need a triangle here. Can I move this? And I can. Triangle here. I need to put a large triangle center over here. I can't move this over here. So I need to see what's blocking me. What's blocking me is this, it appears. So I'm coming back over here. And let's see, I appear to be blocked in most ways. Here we go. Okay, so this is in. Now I can move this piece over here. So what I'm looking for is I've got a center piece here, which is good, and then I've got this edge over here. So we're looking pretty good as I'm coming around. Tooling around here, what belongs over here? Well, certainly not this. What belongs here is an edge, a little edge. So I've got to get this whole thing out of the way. So if I move this over here, that's kind of what I did. I sort of just tucked it away. So now I've got all of these guys that appear to be in place. So I'm going to turn this upside down and see what I can do about putting more in. We don't like this pattern here, so what I want to do is I want to move this into place like so. So we're good there. So I'm just doing little motions to edge things into position, hopefully isolating it down to the last side. This side doesn't move because this is blocking it, and this doesn't move because this is blocking it. So let's take these things out of the way. Now this guy is jumbled into here, but there's a whole lot of jumbled pieces. Let me minimize the number of jumbled pieces. So let's get this out of the way. Move this over here. And then this line correct one's up to the side. So this fits more flush over to here. So now I can move this side here. I'd like to move this into a position. What if I can even do a 3 cycle somehow? I'm kind of doing this strategy on the fly. Jumbling, notably, is kind of a difficult process. Turn this up to here. I'm going to move this down into position. Move this up into position. Okay. So what I seem to have is this is out, this is out. So I've got 2 pieces that are jumbled out. Are there any other jumbled pieces? It might be kind of difficult to see the jumbling here. But everything is in except for these over here. Okay, so once again, everything is in except these 2. These are jumbled out. So I'm going to move this down here. Move this up. I'm paying attention to the fact that I want everything to be the same except for these pieces here. So now I've put these 2 next to each other, this jumbled area and this jumbled area. So what shall I do? Need to find some way of moving both. Turn. I'm going to turn this all the way here. Move this into this position if I can. Is this just stuck or is it actually jumbled? No, it's just stuck. Okay, now I appear to just have this that's out, move this in, and it's done. Okay, here's my suggestion. Jumble this puzzle because it's fun and just work with it to bring it back. I don't have a specific strategy for you. Instead, what I did is I started off here and I just put things into position, just kind of move them slowly until I just had 2 that were out. Then I positioned it to where the both that were out were in the same level, and then I just put it back in. So there you have it. And now we can finally move on to the actual process of solving. Now we're sort of away from our comfort zone, but we know what kind of algorithms we need to do. And the first thing that we're going to do is we want to put these guys in. So I think we can kind of arbitrarily pick any type of color. Better yet, let me do green. I usually do green, and dark green is easy to see. So is this dark green over here? Well, it's darker than this, so maybe it is. So I'm going to put a green one into here. I've got these 2. This will come over to here. Now, the way the algorithm worked, as you recall, is putting this down. If I do it down, down, up, up, then this ends up here, this ends up here, and this ends up here. So what I want to do is I want to bear that in mind when I'm positioning it. The way this has to work is it can't be right next to it. It has to be it has to be separated by a corner. So I have to move it somewhere that's 2 away. So this is good because it's separated by a corner. So then all I have to do is orbit this down here. So now I can do the exchange from here to here. So this is going to want to move in a clockwise way. So I'm going to start off, rather counterclockwise way. So I'm going to start off clockwise. So that's going to be down, down, up, up. Okay, so these 3 are in. So now the question is, what is the one that goes right next to it? Well, we're going to have to use corners to guide us. So let's find a dark green corner. here's the dark green corner, and let's see if this can help predict where things have to go. Okay, so if this is a dark green corner over here, then I know that the red ones have to go to here. So I'm going to find the red ones to put in. And it's not going to be dark red like this, it's going to be light red like this, I think. So this has to make it into here. This is separated by a corner, so if I want to put it into here, I'm simply going to rotate this like so. And now with the proper clockwise rotation, this will end up here. So this is going to be a clockwise rotation, so we're going to do the counterclockwise, down, down, up, up. Now bear in mind, this is a marathon, so now I need to put others into here. So where's another red one? Right over here. This is once again separated by 2, or separated by an edge, a corner rather. So if I hold it here, this will make it down to here. So this is going to be clockwise, so I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. This will go to here. Down, down, up, up. So now that's in. Alright, find the other red. Find the other red here, and it's this guy over here. Is if I hold it like this, this will coordinate with this side over here. So I'm going to take this, turn it like so. So now this can coordinate into here, but I've got to orbit this around. Now when I do that, it's going to take this out temporarily. That's okay. It's not going to participate in the algorithm, so now this will move into here. Just remember to take these greens and move it back. So it's going to be down, down, up, up. These reds are in, and we move this back up. Okay, so these guys are in, and we just keep going. Okay, so notice this is good here, this is good here. So I'm going to put all of these guys in this level. So we don't even have to put this in position. I can see what's supposed to be where, but white is supposed to be here. So look around for white. Here's a white over here. Do I have a closer one that I can maybe work with? Here's one over here. So let's go ahead and start moving this white into position. Move this like so. Move this like thus. Okay, now this guy has to move into here, so I'm just going to orbit this to this position. So it's just a matter of finding it. So this now can move into here, and this doesn't really participate in it. So this will go here, this will go here, this will go here. So down, down, up, up. Now this is in. Did not do anything to these guys. And now I don't think I need the corner. I can just find it and see where the relative positions are. So white, find another white that goes into here. So this is separated by one corner, which means this will participate here. Now we got to be careful because you see this green is going to participate in the algorithm. This will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So what's going to happen is this has to move here, so this is going to be clockwise. So we want to do counterclockwise. That's this one. Down, down, up, up. So these two are in. Now I want to get this back, so all I'm going to do that is let's orbit this around. Now notice we're knocking this red one out, but that's only temporarily. I'm going to orbit this around and then undo what we did. And what's going to happen is these are not going to participate in the 3 cycle, but this one will. So then we just undo it and go down, down, up, up. This green one is back. We simply turn this red one back over here and bang, it's done. Put the other white one in. If we can find it, right over here. So let's take this. This has to be separated by a corner somewhere, so we're usually not too much further than a couple moves away. Turn this over here, and turn this up over here. Okay, so upon doing that, what I can do is take this, rotate it in with this over here by moving this. Now I'm going to be moving the green one out temporarily. Just kind of get used to having to do that from time to time and just moving it back. So now this is going to come to here. Down, down, up. Up, and if you mess up, it doesn't matter. It's still early on. So now we take this green, move it back here. Alright, so we've got the green, red, and white. So what goes next? Well, we had a corner, but we don't have to necessarily put the corner in. We just have to find the relative position. So I'm looking for the green, red, and white corner. Here it is, green, red, white. So green, to the right of green is red, to the right of red is white, to the right of white is lighter green. So always keeping our bearings, we've got green, red, white, green. Now what's the final one? See if we can find the right corner, which is here. Green, red, white, light green, and yellow. So yellow is the final one to put in to the right of everything else. So that yellow, green, red, white, light green, yellow. We've already got one yellow in here, so let's put the other yellows in. First we've got to find it. It's over here. So we'll move this into position, and we're separated by too many corners. Here we're separated by one. So we can orchestrate this, we can coordinate this over here. We just have to set it up right. Okay, I guess it would be held like this. Okay, so how this is going to work is this is going to be held to here. We've got to rotate this, which will take this green one out temporarily, but again, that's okay. Now here's the thing, this red is going to participate in this cycle over here. So as I turn this, I'm separating the green out, and this red is also going to be going to participate in it. So you just have to bear in mind what we're doing, but I'm going to move this over to here. Do the 3 cycle to bring this to here. This red is going to end up here, but I'm going to move it back quickly by rotating this around. So this will come to here, down, down, up, up. This is in. To get this red back, let's quickly move this out of the way and go down, down, up, up. Okay, so these two are in. This is fine. The green one that we moved out, we simply move back. So it's just a little bit of remembering what you did. Okay, the final yellow one that comes over to here, right over here. So how are we going to coordinate this? Okay, so this is coordinated where it's going to come into here. So how are we going to do that? Well, first thing we have to move this to the bottom. We're going to move this out temporarily, like so. And now we're going to move this to the side over here, like thus. We just have to undo what we did. So down, down, up, up. So this is all in. Got to move this back to here, and then move this back to here. Okay. So green, red, white, light green, yellow. Okay, so now that we have this done, we can turn this upside down, bear this in mind where it is, and start working on the other ones. So looking at my base over here, bring it up here, I want to make sure that all these in this layer are in. Good, 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 not good, and good. So I know I did a couple up here, but let's go ahead and hit this one. So we can use a couple of different possible corners, but I'm looking for a light red, green, and light blue. There we go. Light red, green, and light blue. The one that's just above that is going to be orange, and oh great, another blue. So we have red to red, green to green, blue to blue. Next is going to be orange. So I'm just going to get an orange one in here. That's what I'm going to focus on. So I've got an orange here, all ready to go. This blue will participate with that interaction. So I'm going to rotate this counterclockwise, which means I'm going to start off with this to move this to here. To move this back, I'm simply going to rotate this and then move this one back in. So down, down, up, up. That moved this one out. So what I'm going to do is actually move this guy up, and then I'll move it out again with down, down, up, up. And be sure to move this back. I must have moved something out. Yep, this light blue. Bang. Okay, so this orange is now here. I got to get another orange one in. Now again, there's different shades of orange. So let's find the other orange, which is over here. These shades all look alike, I hope. So that means that leaves me with this one over here. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this light orange into here. Let's try to do this one. This one seems to be already set up in a good position. So I'm going to take this and try to move this to here, but I've got to rotate this up. To rotate it up, I'm looking around. It's going to knock this red one out, but just temporarily. So I'm going to take this up. This will come through here. Now bear in mind, it's going to mess this one up, so I have to rotate it out of the way to move it back. So this to here, this to here, this to here. It's going to be down, down, up, up. We have it in, but we also took this one out, so to move it back, let's rotate this out of the way. Now to rotate this back in a clockwise, we'll go counterclockwise, down, down, up, up, and now we rotate this back. This light blue will match up once again with this light blue over here, and remember this red got taken out, so this red is put back in. Now despite all the setups, I do find it pretty easy to remember which ones to put back in. So now I need one more orange, which is here. So how are we going to coordinate this? Well, it's too close, so we've got to move it out. So I'm looking to see how to get this into here. I can't do it from here, so I'm going to have to move it into here. If I can get this to this area, I can, but this is already spoken for. So that's what we'll do. We'll just move this into here. I just have to remember that when all is done, this cream colored layer has to come back over here. Okay, so this gets moved to here. This does not participate or in any way have any problems. So what I'm going to do is simply move this. I say simply, but got to remember what I did. This is going to move this blue one out, so bang. So right now I've got two moves that I have to remember to move back. I'm just going to focus on first putting the blue one in, then the cream colored one in. But I have to do one more move, one more rotation, and it's taking this and turning it like so. So I just know that I got to move it back by the time I move this one back in here, and this one doesn't participate at all. So we've got to move this in like this. This is going to be a clockwise rotation. So start moving counterclockwise, down, down, up, up. And without thinking about it, immediately turn this back. Take my light blue, move that back, and then find that cream colored here and move this back. So at the end of the day, I now have this in. Okay, so what I have is I picked this as kind of my bottom section. I have these all in over here. Came over to here, in, and in. So all these are in. Then I put this one in, this, and this. Then I save the top one here for the last. I've got this one in. Now I just need to place these four. So I'm just going to look at placing the last four over here. So the corners are going to guide me with this. But if we start off with this one, we've already got the silver. I'm looking for the silver, I guess that's cream colored, light blue, and pink. So silver over here. So silver, cream colored, I guess, light purple, pink, and this is going to be a dark pink over here. So that's going to be these colors here. So to move this in, luckily they're both at a place that I can use. So this dark pink, if I were to finagle it and position it in a way that I can work with these. Well, let's see. To move this in, if I hold it here, then this can come to here, this will come to here, this will come to here. So this will participate in the 3 cycle, which I can just rotate this to bring it back. But this is already set up, so I'm just going to go down, down, up, up. It puts this in. Now to get this back to here, I'm going to take this, rotate it, and then just go the other way. Down, down, up, up, and rotate this back. So that'll effectively put this back in, and it move this back into position. So now with this here, I've got to put these in. So tempting to just go like bang, and it's in. Unfortunately, it's also going to move this out, so I'm going to have to move it sequentially, bit by bit. So I'm going to put this in a position to where now this can cycle to here. This will participate in it, so I'll have to be sure to move it back. Down, down, up, up. Now to get this orange back, I'm going to rotate this bottom one down, and now just do the opposite. So now starting from here, down, down, up, up. This is now positioned back, so now we put back this silver to here. Okay, we have one more to go, which is this. To move this, all I have to do is take this side over here and move it up. Okay, that moves the silver one out, but that's okay, we can get that back. Now the way that we're going to do this is we'll move this actually into here first, and then turn it and move it back, because we're going to move this one out. So I don't want to put it in exactly yet, because then I'll have all 3 in, but this will be out, so I'll end up stuck. So if this happens, line it up to where there's one that's already in. It's going to bump this out of the way, move this to here, this will come over here, then I'll rotate it, this orange will go back here, so that this pink, which will end up here, will go back into this slot. So we'll go down, down, up, up. Simply turn this down and reverse it. Down, down, up, up. Bring this back. Now we know to move the silver one down to complete the entire motion. Boom. Okay, so now this is in. So that's all matched up. So this is in and this is in, and now we're down to the final 3. So let's see what colors go where. So now look at what we have is we have this dark pink, which is here. We have this lighter pink, which is here. We've got orange, blue, and green. So it's these guys here. So all we have to do is put the correct one here. Now which green is it? It looks like it's a light green. So I'm going to say it's this one. Not this one, but this one. So these two have to end up over here. Okay, I think we can do that. Let's once again find a position where they can move. So we have this can come here, this will come here, and this will come here. So we'll have down, down, up, up, which moves us here. Take this down, and then down, down, up, up, and then take this back. Okay, so we have these two in. Now we just have to put this in. This can come to here, and we'll do that same pattern. This will end up, well, we'll have to turn this up like so. Just have to remember to turn it back down, match this orange with the orange over here, like that, when we're done. So this will go into a spot that's already taken so that we can turn it out and put it here to move it back. Down, down, up, up, make that turn, and down, down, up, up, and then we turn it back. Now if you forget where to turn back, just kind of take a look at what's around you. This pink belongs here, this blue belongs here, so this is where it needs to be, and then we have to move this orange back. So now this is in, and once again let's orient ourselves here. This was the top, so we're good. So the challenge of this is really not so much the algorithm, but doing the orientation, doing the construction and deconstruction. So now this, what goes over here? Well, now we can just refer to this over here. So we have, what corner do we have that can isolate that? Let's find a gray color in a corner. So gray, pink, kind of a lime green, a cream color, and a green. So that means that these go here. So now I'm down to the last two. And this is where most of the setup and most of the action is going to come from. So I can put this here, and with this in this position I can start doing all the movements that I need. I just have to get myself in the proper configuration to make it happen, which is right over here. And because I turn the puzzle around, I see that this has to move back up to here. Okay, so it's just a matter of configuring all of this to move here, and then move out again, where this is going to participate. So I'm going to move this to here, change, so we'll go down, down, up, up, and now we can move this any old way. I'm just going to turn it like this, and down, down, up, up, and then we turn it back. Okay, so that's in. Now we just have to move this guy in over here. What that's going to take is moving it into this position, and now we're going to do exactly the same thing. Actually, we'll move it over to here. So just remember that this gray one I'm going to end up coordinating back to here when I'm done. So down, down, up, up, turn it here, down, down, up, up, and bring it back. Actually bring it back this way because this gray was not in the right position. And then we bring this back over here. Okay, once we're done with that, let's move the ones that we moved out. Again, I can easily find it just by kind of looking around to see what's out. And now we can take a look, and we see that this is now all in. This got automatically fixed, and looking around, all of these small centers are now done. So all of these are put in. So that's the first step, just by positioning, repositioning, and doing that very simple algorithm. So now that these are done, we move on to the next step.